Hi, my name is Victor. I'm a former resident of Canada as well as the United States, and I now live here in Southeast Asia in Philippines as well as Vietnam part of the year. Real quick before I get started, I heard about this story about this baby here in the Philippines who has been abandoned since birth and has moved around from orphanage to orphanage, foster home to foster home. She's now over 18, working in a restaurant, and hats off to her. I give her all the credit in the world despite having enormous challenges. She's trying to do the best for herself. What I'm trying to say, friends, is treat others how you would like to be treated yourself. Nobody knows what others have gone through. I certainly read all of the comments and I also reply to each and every one of you. Thanks for that. And we also sincerely thank everybody who has been supporting the channel. We have the link in the description box below where you can support the channel. Let's get started with today's video. In this video, I'm going to talk about how the poorest people I have met here in the Philippines, they are the ones that have the most empathy and compassion towards others. I've seen this time and time again. Now, I'm not saying that all people who are well off or rich are bad. Absolutely not. But many, they are. I mean, they have this sense of entitlement. Okay. Now, again, I'm not saying that all people who are well off are bad. Absolutely not. I give you an example in my case, and many people have been through the same exact situation like me. So, when we were kids, my first cousins, we were really, really close, and we were more like brothers and sisters than first cousins. Okay, but now as we got older, they started to get more and more and more distant to the point of having nothing to do with me whatsoever. When I mean nothing to do with me, I mean no communication 20, 30 years. That's what I mean. Now, why did this happen? I asked myself, like, why did this happen? Well, see, in my case, my father died when I was 4 years old. But with them, their father or their father is still alive, age 90 plus, still alive and kicking. And they come from much, much more wealthier backgrounds than me. Much more. I mean, they are basically extremely wealthy. They've all worked for their father, and it's one thing if they don't work for their father, they do it on their own. They're self-made. That's not the case at all. So as we got older, they just basically had nothing to do with me because they have this idea in their mind that they're far better than me because they're superior than me because, to be blunt, they're rich and I'm poor, or I'm not well off like they are. And this is not only in my family. I'm sure many people have relatives who are exactly the same way. What I'm saying is, if I were to put 100 people, like what I've seen here in the Philippines, if I put 100 people who are not well off on one side and 100 people who are really very wealthy or well off on another, I can guarantee you the people who are not well off have more empathy, compassion for others than the people who are well off. Not only here in the Philippines, but in any walk of life. And the really funny thing is, some of those people who are well off are not self-made. They just fed with a golden spoon, inherited things from their parents, etc., etc. But again, it's this is something I have seen not only here in the Philippines but all over the world. That's it for this edition of Southeast Asia Vibes: The Good Life. Until next time, take care, everybody.